Hello, everyone, and welcome to Voice of English. Today, I want to talk to you about something very important for your English learning journey and really, for anything you want to achieve in life. That is consistency. You've probably heard this word before, but do you really know how powerful it is? Imagine planting a small seed. You water it today, and maybe again in a few days. But then, you forget. You don't water it for weeks. What happens? The seed will not grow. But if you water it a little every day, just a small amount, it begins to grow. Slowly. You may not notice it at first, but over time, it becomes a strong plant. Learning English works the same way. Consistency means doing a little bit every day, even when you don't feel like it, even when you're busy or tired, even when progress feels slow. The truth is, success doesn't come from what you do once in a while. It comes from what you do every single day. Like the famous quote says, "Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently." Many people start learning English with great excitement. They study for hours in one day, but then stop for the rest of the week. Or they study a lot for 1 week, but then do nothing for the next 2. This kind of learning doesn't help much. You forget what you learned. You lose motivation. You feel like you're starting again and again. But with consistent practice, even just 15 minutes a day, you will see real progress. Let's take speaking as an example. If you speak English for just 10 minutes every day, that's over 70 minutes in a week. That's more than 5 hours in a month. You can learn so much in that time. You will notice your pronunciation getting better, your sentences becoming smoother, and your confidence growing. The same is true for listening. If you listen to English daily, even short videos or songs, you will start to understand more. At first, it may feel hard, but your brain is learning in the background. With consistency, it becomes easier. One day, you will surprise yourself by understanding full sentences without needing subtitles. Consistency also helps build habits. When you do something every day, it becomes natural, like brushing your teeth or drinking water. You don't have to think about it. It just becomes part of your life. This is what we want with English. Not just something you study sometimes, but something you use, enjoy, and live with every day. And don't worry about being perfect. That's not the goal. The goal is to show up. Every day, even when you're tired, even when you don't feel ready, even when it's hard. That's when real growth happens. Those small daily actions are like bricks. Each one may seem small, but together, they build a strong house. So how can you stay consistent? Here are a few simple ideas. First, make a small, clear plan. It can be as simple as, I will listen to English for 10 minutes every morning, or I will write 1 sentence in English every night. Keep it simple so it's easy to follow. Second, track your progress. Use a notebook or calendar. Every day you practice, make a small check mark or write what you did. This helps you see your effort and stay motivated. You'll feel proud when you look back and see your hard work. Third, don't let mistakes stop you. Mistakes are part of the process. If you miss one day, it's okay. Just start again the next day. Don't give up. Remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. Also, find joy in your practice. Choose activities you like. Watch your favorite English show, listen to a podcast, read a fun story, or sing along to songs. If you enjoy the process, you'll want to do it every day. Finally, believe in yourself. It's okay to go slow. You don't need to speak like a native today. But if you stay consistent, your English will grow, your confidence will grow, and one day you'll look back and say, "Wow, I really did it." So let's make a promise together. No more big starts and fast stops. Let's choose small, steady steps every day, because that is where the real power is. That is the power of consistency. Thank you for being here with me today. Keep showing up, keep practicing, and never give up. I believe in you, and I'll be right here with you every step of the way. Let's grow together, one day at a time. If you want to learn English or achieve anything meaningful in life, consistency is the secret ingredient. It's not always exciting, and sometimes it feels slow, but it's the one thing that always works. When you do something again and again, even in small steps, you create a habit, and habits are powerful. They take the pressure off. You no longer need to push yourself every day. You just do it, because it becomes part of who you are. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't need to think about it or remind yourself every time. You just do it, automatically. Now imagine if speaking or listening to English became that natural to you. You wake up and listening to an English podcast or saying a few sentences feels like a normal part of your day. That's what consistency does. It turns effort into habit and habit into progress. Consistency also builds discipline. Discipline means doing what you know you should do, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's easy to study English when you're feeling motivated. But what about on the days when you're tired, busy, or just not in the mood? That's when discipline steps in. And every time you choose to show up on those hard days, you get stronger, not just in English, but in life. You train your mind to keep going, and that strength will help you in many areas, not just language learning. Another powerful result of consistency is trust. When people see that you keep your word, they begin to trust you. This is very important in relationships and business. If you say you're learning English and people see you practicing every day, they'll believe in you. They'll support you. And most importantly, you will start to trust yourself. When you are consistent, you prove to yourself that you can be reliable and committed. That feeling builds self-confidence from the inside. Imagine this. Someone says they want to learn English. They study hard for 3 days, then stop. 2 weeks later, they start again, then stop. Do you trust that they'll continue? Probably not. Now imagine someone else who studies for just 15 minutes a day, but does it every single day for 3 months. Who will make more progress? Who do you respect more? The answer is clear. Being consistent shows that you are serious, and that's how you earn real respect from others and from yourself. Most importantly, consistency brings long-term results. You may not see big changes in one day or even 1 week, but over time, the results are clear. You start understanding more. You speak more fluently. You feel more confident. It's like drops of water falling on a rock. One drop won't change anything, but thousands of drops over time can shape the rock itself. That's the power of steady effort. Many people give up too soon because they expect fast results. But learning a language or building any skill is not about speed. It's about progress. Every day you practice, your brain gets better at English. Even if you don't notice it right away, something is happening. Your mind is making new connections. Your ears are getting used to the sounds. Your mouth is learning how to form the words. All of this is quiet progress. It happens in the background, but it is real and it matters. So don't chase quick results. Chase small, daily wins. Read one short story, learn 5 new words, practice one conversation. These small steps may not seem powerful in the moment, but over time, they lead to big change. You'll look back after a few months and realize, wow, I can really understand and speak English now. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. You don't need to be the fastest. You just need to keep going. That's how you win, not just in English, but in anything you want to achieve. Let's take a look at some real-life examples to understand just how powerful consistency really is. These stories and situations show us that success doesn't come from doing something once in a while. It comes from small actions done again and again with focus and commitment. Think about athletes. Great athletes don't become champions overnight. They train every single day, even when they're tired, even when the weather is bad, even when they don't feel like it. They wake up early, they follow a routine, they practice the same moves hundreds of times. A runner doesn't just wake up and run a marathon. They train for months, little by little, and over time, their body becomes stronger, faster, more skilled. It's not magic, it's consistency. The same goes for people learning English. You won't become fluent in a day, but if you practice speaking, listening, reading, and writing every day, even for just 15 to 20 minutes, you will become stronger, more confident, and more fluent. Now let's talk about entrepreneurs, people who build businesses. The most successful entrepreneurs don't just have great ideas. They work every day to build something valuable. If someone opens a cafe, and sometimes it's open, sometimes it's closed, customers won't trust it. But if it's open every day at the same time, with the same friendly service and good coffee, people will come back. The same is true online. Think about YouTubers or content creators, the ones who post videos every week or every few days, slowly grow an audience. Their viewers trust them. They know what to expect. That's how loyalty is built. Not with one amazing video, but with regular, helpful, consistent content. That's how you build something that lasts. You can apply this to your own English learning journey. If you study only when you feel like it, your progress will be slow and unpredictable. But if you show up consistently, even just a little, it tells your brain, this is important. Over time, your brain starts to remember more, understand more, and build faster connections in English. You may not notice it day by day, but the growth is happening. Let's look at students or professionals. The ones who succeed aren't always the smartest. They're often the most consistent. A student who studies 30 minutes every day will often do better than one who studies for 5 hours right before the exam. Why? Because their brain is getting regular input. They have time to review, reflect, and really understand the material. In the same way, an employee who does their job well every day is more trusted than someone who works hard only when the boss is watching. Consistency builds a reputation. People start to say, this person is reliable. This person always shows up. Even in relationships, whether it's friendship, family, or love, consistency is key. Imagine a friend who messages you only once a year. Now imagine a friend who checks in often, even just with a small message. Who do you feel closer to? It's not the big gestures that matter most. It's the small, consistent ones. The same goes for language learning. One big day of studying is not as powerful as many small days of practice. Your brain remembers what it sees and hears often. Here's a fun example. Think of a plant. If you give it a huge bucket of water once a month, it won't survive. But if you give it just a little water every day, it grows beautifully. Your English is the same. Feed it a little every day. Some listening, some speaking, some new words. That's how it grows. So whether you're an athlete, a business owner, a student, or just someone trying to improve, the secret is always the same. Keep going. Keep showing up. The people we admire most didn't get lucky. They stayed consistent. And you can too. Every step you take, no matter how small, moves you forward. Just don't stop. Have you ever wondered why consistency works so well? Why is it that doing something every day, even in small amounts, brings such big results? The answer is found in how your brain works. When you repeat something again and again, your brain starts to build a path. At first, the path is slow and difficult, like walking through tall grass. But the more you walk that path, the clearer and smoother it becomes. Soon, it turns into a strong road where your thoughts can move quickly and easily. This is called forming a habit. In the beginning, doing something new, like speaking English, feels strange. You have to think about every word. You might feel nervous or unsure. But after enough repetition, your brain gets used to it. It says, "Oh, I've done this before." Suddenly, what felt difficult becomes easy. This is why consistent practice is so powerful. You're not just learning words. You're training your brain to work in a new way. There's a part of the brain called the basal ganglia. This part controls habits. It's like the brain's autopilot. When you repeat an action many times, the basal ganglia takes over. It helps you do things without thinking too much. For example, tying your shoes, riding a bicycle, or even driving a car. At first, they took effort. Now they feel automatic. With enough practice, English can become that way too. Consistency also helps with memory. When you see or hear something once, your brain might forget it quickly. But when you hear it again and again, your brain says, "This must be important." It stores it more deeply. This is called long-term memory. You start to remember phrases, grammar rules, and new vocabulary without even trying. That's why daily exposure is so important, even if it's just 10 or 15 minutes. The goal is not to do a lot once. The goal is to do a little, many times. Another reason consistency works is because of something called the compound effect. This means that small actions, repeated over time, create big results. Imagine saving just $1 every day. It doesn't feel like much, but after 1 year, you have $365. After 3 years, over $1,000. And what if you saved $2 a day, or 5? The same thing happens with your skills. 1 new word a day becomes 365 words in a year. 1 new sentence a day becomes real fluency over time. This is also why many people give up too soon. They don't see results right away, so they think it's not working. But that's not true. Just like a seed planted in the ground, the growth is happening even before you can see it. The roots are forming. The plant is getting stronger under the soil. One day it breaks through, and people think it happened suddenly. But really, it was the quiet, unseen work of consistency. Also, when you practice consistently, you build confidence. Every day you show up, even for a few minutes you tell yourself, "I'm doing it. I'm improving." This creates positive feelings in your brain. You feel proud, You feel motivated, and your brain wants more of that feeling. This creates a powerful loop. You take action, you feel good, so you take more action. It becomes easier to keep going. But remember, motivation comes and goes. Some days you'll feel excited and some days you won't. That's normal. Don't wait for motivation. Instead, use routine. Build a simple habit that fits into your daily life. Maybe you listen to English while making breakfast, or read a short paragraph before bed. These small routines are the real key to success. Not motivation, but habit. So if you're learning English and you sometimes feel slow or stuck, don't worry. Your brain is learning. It's building new connections. You are changing step by step. Keep going. Keep practicing. Every small effort counts. You may not feel it now, but one day you'll wake up and realize, wow, English feels natural to me. That is the power of understanding how your brain works. That is the power of quiet, steady effort. That is the power of consistency. Staying consistent sounds simple, but let's be honest. It's not always easy. Everyone faces challenges. Everyone has days when they don't feel like practicing or when life gets in the way. That's normal. The key is not to be perfect, but to understand the common obstacles and prepare for them. That way, when they come, you'll know how to keep going. One of the biggest challenges is lack of motivation. At the beginning of your English journey, you might feel excited and full of energy. You imagine yourself speaking fluently, traveling, or getting a great job. But after a few days or weeks, that excitement can fade. You might ask yourself, why am I doing this? Or, is it really working? This is completely natural. Motivation comes and goes like the weather. You can't depend on it. That's why habits are more powerful than feelings. You don't need to feel motivated to brush your teeth. You just do it. In the same way, make your English practice a small daily habit. Let discipline carry you when motivation disappears. Another challenge is distractions. We live in a busy world. Phones, social media, messages, TV, everything is fighting for your attention. You might plan to study for 15 minutes, and suddenly you're scrolling for 45 minutes. Don't feel guilty. It happens to everyone. But the solution is to create a simple, focused space for your English. Put your phone on silent. Turn off notifications. Tell yourself, this is my time. Even 10 distraction-free minutes are more powerful than an hour with interruptions. Give yourself that quiet moment of focus. Your brain will thank you. Time is another common excuse. You may feel like you don't have enough time. Maybe you're working, studying, taking care of family, or just dealing with daily stress. But here's the truth. You don't need a lot of time. You just need to use small moments wisely. While cooking, you can listen to English. While walking, repeat new words out loud. While waiting in line, review a few flashcards. 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, it all adds up. Consistency is not about how long you study, but how often. Use the time you already have. Another big challenge is self-doubt. Sometimes we ask ourselves, am I good enough? Or, will I ever speak like a native? These thoughts can make you feel discouraged. But here's something important. Every learner feels this way. Even native speakers make mistakes. Don't let doubt stop you. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep going. Each small step is a victory. Each mistake is a lesson. You are not failing. You are learning. Some people also struggle with boredom. Doing the same thing every day can feel repetitive. That's why it's important to keep your practice fun and fresh. Try different things. Watch a funny cartoon one day, listen to a podcast the next, talk to a friend, read a comic book, or even sing a song in English. Keep your routine flexible. Change the way you learn, but never stop learning. The goal is to stay interested, even if the steps are small. Another challenge is impatience. Many people want fast results. They say, "I've been practicing for 2 weeks, but I'm not fluent yet." But learning a language is like growing a tree. You water it every day, and at first, you don't see anything. But deep down, the roots are growing. If you keep going, one day the leaves come, then the flowers, then the fruit. But if you stop watering it because you don't see progress, the tree never grows. Your English is the same. Trust the process. Keep going. Results take time, but they do come. Lastly, life itself can get in the way. You might get sick, go through a busy period, or just feel overwhelmed. That's okay. It's important to be kind to yourself. If you miss a day, don't feel bad. Don't give up. Just start again the next day. The goal is not a perfect streak. It's a lifelong journey. You are learning for your future. You are building a skill that will open doors. So don't stop just because it gets hard. You are stronger than you think. So yes, there will be challenges, but you can overcome them. Stay focused on your reason, your why. Remember your dreams. Speak kindly to yourself. Stay flexible. And most of all, don't stop. One step at a time, with courage and commitment, you will get there. Now that you know how powerful consistency is and the challenges that come with it, let's talk about how to stay consistent. How to build a simple routine that works for you and helps you grow every single day. These strategies are not complicated, but they are powerful. With them, you'll be able to keep going, even when it's hard, and build strong habits that lead to real results. The first step is to set clear, simple goals. Don't make your plan too big at the beginning. If you say, "I'm going to study English for 2 hours every day," it sounds great, but it might not be realistic, and when you miss a day, you feel like you failed. Instead, start small. Say, "I will learn 5 new words a day," or "I will speak English for 10 minutes each morning." When your goal is clear and small, it's easier to achieve. And when you achieve it, you feel good. That feeling keeps you going. Next, create a routine. Try to connect your English practice to something you already do every day. For example, after breakfast, you practice for 15 minutes. Or while drinking tea, you listen to a short podcast. Maybe before bed, you write 1 sentence in English. When you connect learning to daily habits, it becomes automatic. Your brain starts to expect it. It becomes a natural part of your life. Another helpful tip is to track your progress. Use a notebook, calendar, or app. Each day, write down what you did, the words you learned, the video you watched, the sentence you practiced. You can even put a check mark on each day you study. This sounds simple, but it's very powerful. When you see all your check marks in a row, you feel proud. You can say, "Look, I've practiced 10 days in a row." That feeling gives you motivation to keep going. It's like a personal reward. Also, be sure to celebrate small wins. You don't need to wait until you're fluent to feel proud. Celebrate when you finish a lesson. Celebrate when you understand a full sentence. Celebrate when you speak without fear, even just for 1 minute. These small wins are signs of big progress. Smile, write it down, share it with a friend. Recognizing your progress keeps your energy high. Another key to staying consistent is accountability. This means someone or something helps you stay on track. Maybe you tell a friend about your English goal, and they check in with you every week. Maybe you join a study group online. Maybe you post your progress on social media or keep a video diary. When someone else knows about your goal, you're more likely to follow through. It's a simple trick, but it works. It's also important to mix up your practice. If you do the same thing every day, you might get bored. Try new things. One day watch a cartoon, the next day listen to a podcast, the next day write a few lines in your journal, then talk to yourself in the mirror. Variety keeps your brain active and your routine interesting. Learning stays fun, and fun helps you stay consistent. And don't forget to make your environment supportive. Put English words on sticky notes around your room. Set your phone or apps to English. Follow English channels or creators you enjoy. Create a space that reminds you of your goal. Surround yourself with English in little ways. These daily reminders help keep you focused and inspired. Finally, remember to be kind to yourself. You're not a machine. Some days will be better than others. Some days you'll feel tired, sick, or too busy. That's okay. If you miss a day, don't feel bad. Just come back the next day. The most important thing is not giving up. Real consistency is not about being perfect. It's about always returning, always trying again. So, to stay consistent, set small goals, create a routine, track your progress, celebrate your wins, stay accountable, keep things fun, build a good environment, and be patient with yourself. With these simple steps, your English will improve more than you ever thought possible. Little by little, day by day, you are building something powerful. When you practice something every day, especially something as valuable as English, you may not notice the changes right away. But over time, something amazing happens. You begin to feel different. You begin to think differently. And without even realizing it, you start becoming the person you always wanted to be. That's the true power of consistency. It creates long-term change. Quietly, steadily, it transforms your skills, your confidence, and your life. Think about where you were a year ago. Maybe you couldn't understand a full English sentence. Maybe you were afraid to speak. Maybe you didn't know where to start. Now imagine yourself 1 year from today. If you practice English a little every day, what will change? You'll probably understand full conversations. You'll speak with more confidence. You'll be able to travel, meet people, apply for new jobs, or simply enjoy a movie without subtitles. You'll feel proud of how far you've come. That's the long-term impact of staying consistent. One step at a time, you build something real. It's like building a wall. Every day you add one brick. Some days it feels slow. Some days it's hard. But one day you stand back and you see a strong, beautiful wall in front of you. That wall is your new ability, your English, your confidence, your future. It didn't happen in a single day. It happened because you didn't stop, because you kept showing up, even when you didn't feel like it. That's what long-term success really looks like. What's also amazing is how consistency doesn't just change your English. It changes you. You start to see yourself as someone who can follow through, someone who can stay focused, someone who doesn't give up. You begin to trust yourself more. And when you trust yourself, you start taking bigger steps. You start dreaming bigger dreams. You say, if I can learn English, what else can I do? People around you will notice too. They'll see your growth. They'll see how much your speaking has improved, how confident you are when you express your thoughts. Some may even ask you for advice or help. You become an example of what's possible. Your journey will inspire others to start their own. And the beautiful thing is, it doesn't stop there. Once consistency becomes a habit in one area of your life, it becomes easier to apply it to other goals. Maybe you'll start exercising regularly. Maybe you'll read more books, learn new skills, or start a new career. The self-discipline you build through learning English can open doors in every part of your life. But remember, this kind of transformation doesn't happen through one big decision. It comes from many small choices. Every time you say, "I'll practice today," even if it's just for 5 minutes, you are moving forward. You are planting seeds. And one day, those seeds will grow into something strong, something meaningful. So even if progress feels slow, don't stop. Keep learning. Keep listening. Keep speaking. The results you want are already on the way. Trust the process and trust yourself. The effort you give today is creating the future you'll live tomorrow. One day, you'll look back and realize this. The real change didn't come just from learning English. It came from becoming someone who shows up, who believes, and who keeps going. That is the true reward of consistency, not just fluency in a language, but confidence in yourself. And that's something no one can take away from you. You've come a long way. We've talked about what consistency really means, why it matters, the challenges you may face, and how to overcome them. You've seen how small daily actions can lead to big, long-term change. And now, it's time to take all of that knowledge and turn it into action. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about what you learn, it's about what you do with it. Think about your English journey so far. Every word you've learned, every sentence you've spoken, every time you showed up to practice, it all matters. Even the times when you made mistakes or felt frustrated, those moments count too. They are part of your growth. They show that you care, that you are trying, and that alone is something to be proud of. The most important thing you can do now is to keep going. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to do everything at once. You just need to take one small step today. Maybe that step is watching an English video. Maybe it's writing a short paragraph. Maybe it's repeating a new phrase out loud. Whatever it is, do it with intention. Do it with heart. And then do it again tomorrow. Remember, this journey is not a race. It's not about being the fastest. It's about being the most consistent. If you fall behind, it's okay. Just start again. Every day is a new chance to grow. Every moment is a fresh opportunity to practice, to improve, to become the version of yourself you dream of. You are not alone. There are millions of people around the world who are also learning, also struggling, also growing, just like you. And every single one of them is discovering the same truth. That real success comes from showing up, from trying again, from choosing progress over perfection. So let's take one more deep breath together and think about the future. Imagine yourself 6 months from now, 1 year from now, speaking English with confidence, understanding conversations without fear, using your voice clearly, proudly. It's not just possible, it's waiting for you. And the only thing standing between you and that version of yourself is the decision to keep going. So, make that decision. Choose to be consistent. Choose to show up for yourself. Choose to believe that your effort matters, even when it feels small. Because it does. You are building something strong, brick by brick, word by word, day by day. Thank you for spending this time with me. I believe in you, and I'm proud of you. Keep practicing, keep learning, and never stop growing. Your journey is just beginning, and I'll be right here with you every step of the way. Let's move forward together, one word, one sentence, one day at a time.